Coming up on KSC TV News, it's another snow day on campus. We'll tell you how campus leaders make the decision about declaring curtailed operations.
Moco Arts is working on final touches to its new home despite the winter weather.
And Keene State students show off their talents in the annual Saturday Night Job event.
Those stories are coming up next on KSC TV.
Good evening, and welcome to the March 8th edition of KSC TV News. I'm Emma Hamilton.
And I'm Grace Kelly. Thanks for tuning in this evening.
Vermont police are investigating a threat made to Landmark College this past Saturday. The Sentinel reports a potential threat was found written on a whiteboard in a classroom on the Putney campus. The nature of this threat has not been released. State police, K-9 units, and explosive teams were dispatched to the scene, but they did not find anything threatening. A school official says the college did not evacuate following the threat.
In light of recent school shootings, students are wondering what procedures are being put in place at KSC. KSC TV's Grace Pecci reports on how campus safety works to keep the students, faculty, and staff on campus safe.
Assistant Director of Campus Safety Leonard Crossman says students are safe at KSC.
And we have the policies and procedures in place. We have the working relationship with the Keene Police, and we really have everything right now where we need to be.
If an active shooter were on campus, campus safety could alert students in several ways. There are sirens to sound an alarm, and they can even be used as loudspeakers for voice messages. There's also the Campus Alert text system. Campus safety can even lock buildings remotely to limit a shooter's access. Safety personnel say students should learn where the exits are in buildings they frequently visit. They should also know to assess any situation and know whether to run, hide, or fight. Despite KSC's procedures that have been put in place, some students still feel uncertain on campus.
I think more presence on campus could make students feel safer, having campus safety. Maybe just even the vehicles on Appian might make people more safe, especially at night.
You know, we'll always continue to, look at our practices and try and make them better, but we have a good solid base.
Those who feel the need to report any suspicious behavior can visit Campus Safety's website at keene.edu/campus/safety. Again, that's keene.edu/campus/safety. KSC TV, I'm Grace Pecci.
If students are uncomfortable with reporting directly to campus safety, there is also a silent witness form that can be filled out.
A Swansea man has been arrested in connection with the shooting last month. According to the Keene Sentinel, Matthew Brow is being charged with first-degree assault in the shooting of Stephanie Tevis. A release from the Swansea Police Department says the shooting occurred on February 23rd. Tevis was rushed to the hospital with a gunshot wound to the stomach. Brow is released on $50,000 PR bond and is scheduled to be arraigned at the Cheshire County Superior Court on Thursday, March 8th.
The Women's Action Team of Brattleboro is hosting a Me Too March. The Sentinel reports the event will take place Thursday, March 8th, which is International Women's Day. Women Action Team co-founder Leah Nussbaum of the group says about 40 people are expected to participate, but anyone is invited. Organizers want this march to be a space for women to share their experiences and connect with one another. The group also has monthly meetings at the Brattleboro's Prouty Center, and anyone is welcome to come.
The Keene arts community is buzzing about MoCo's new building. Now the snow is melting away, the last phases of construction can get started. KSC TV's Ariana Belcito shows us what they have left to do.
Over the last 3 to 4 months, the construction has not stopped for the new building at 38 Roxbury Street. As the building continues to grow on the outside, there are still lots to get done on the inside. Katie Day explains what she and the team has left to do before the transition.
It's everything from how many file cabinets do we need to fit the specs of the new building, to how much dance floor needs to be purchased. The building is still a shell, but they're already figuring out what the dance floor will look like, what the ballet bars will be.
There's also still some money to be raised. Katie says the students are helping them to do that.
We recently started a project using our students to help close the fundraising gap that's left. It's a $5 million capital campaign, and as of right now, we still have $300,000 left to raise.
The project consists of interviews with the students at MoCo showing their appreciation and excitement toward the new building. As exciting as it is to anticipate moving into this new building, there is some sadness about saying goodbye to MoCo's old home.
It's been sort of interesting to hear that sentiment from not only kids but their parents, and honestly I feel a little bit like that, like we're a little attached to our home, and this is all going to be brand new and maybe a little scary.
As you can see right behind me, the new MoCo Arts building is still under construction and there is still some work to be done. Although we should be seeing more of the new MoCo Arts building come to life this spring. KSC TV, I'm Ariana Belcito.
They anticipate for the building to be complete and able to move into the space by this fall. Coming up after the break, we'll discuss what KSC's strategy is for calling a snow day and closing campus.
Also, we'll find out how the library helps at their KSC study nights. You're watching KSC TV.
Snowy weather at KSC means there's always a chance the campus could shut down. But what goes into making that decision? KSC TV's Nick Busby went to the decision makers to find out.
Before the snow starts piling up, the planning is already underway. It starts on the phone with conference calls involving the University System of New Hampshire and the Department of Homeland Security. That helps determine if the coming storm will have a statewide impact.
So we can get the best information available to make the best determination for our students and for our staff to ensure their safety.
Next, the information goes to KSC Physical Plant. Once the storm hits, Physical Plant employees spend much of their time removing snow and ice from all over campus. The best time to remove snow from campus is between 4 and 8 a.m. due to less traffic on campus. Assistant Director of Physical Plant Bud Windsor says that this winter has been really difficult due to the changing temperatures.
It gets warm, we have rain, then it gets super cold, and we have ice. And a snowstorm is fairly easy compared to what we've gone through, the cycles of weather we've gone through lately.
When classes are canceled, the campus goes into curtailed operations. Curtailed operations means that non-essential buildings close while necessary buildings remain open. Buildings like the dining commons stay open while academic and career advising will stay closed. Mars says that in the end, students are still their main priority.
So it's really about delivering service to our students, and we are a residential campus, and so our students will continue to live, our students will continue to thrive on campus, and we have to continue to provide services for them.
Bud Windsor says that students should also wear appropriate shoes during a snowstorm to prevent slipping and falling on ice. I'm Nick Busby, KSC TV.
To stay up to date on any weather closures on campus, Campus Safety advises campus community members to sign up for the emergency text alerts.
The Keene State College library staff are helping students with their homework. The Mason Library offers an event where students can come, get their work done, and have access to assistance if they need it. KSC Study Nights are part of the Mason Library event series. These study night events typically take place once a week.
The purpose is to provide a semi-social study space, just a place where students can come and get together in one dedicated area, a dedicated time every week to get together either with a group to study, work on projects, or to get individual study.
The next study night will be held on Monday, March 19th at 7 p.m. in room 104 of the Mason Library.
Many children struggle with hunger. What people don't realize is how it affects them.
KSC TV's Haley Patch is in the studio to tell us about a student research project exploring the connection between hunger and education.
Well, Emma and Grace, a health science student recently conducted this study. She collected information from peer-reviewed articles, journals, and statistics. She found out that school children who go to school hungry are more likely to have many problems that prevent them from succeeding in school.
Kids that were food insecure did perform not as well as their food secure peers, and they had trouble with attendance, acting out, behavioral problems, overall just weren't able to succeed as well as their food secure peers.
Brighta says this study makes a case for universal free school lunches. She says removing a child's food insecurity and the stigma that can come with it opens the doors of opportunity for that child. In the studio, Haley Patch, KSC TV.
Saturday Night Jive is one of the most anticipated events on campus each year. It happens Saturday night in the Student Center. Dozens of students gathered in the Mabel Brown Room to watch their fellow Owls showcase their talents in the friendly competition. There was a range of acts, from music to magic to stand-up comedy. The crowd voted for their favorites to determine who would take home cash prizes for first, second, and third place. The Student Activities Council puts on this event each year.
Our purpose, really, in our Constitution is to provide kind of that wholesome entertainment to our students.
The Social Activities Council is now planning their next big event, the 2018 Spring Concert. We'll have the big announcement of who the acts are this year later in the semester. Coming up after the break, we will discuss Swansea's new town hall hours.
Also, we'll find out about Keene Police Department's new K9. You're watching KSC TV. The vote to decide the Marlborough School District annual budget has been pushed back to next Tuesday, March 13th at 7 p.m. The Sentinel reports this year's warrant will propose a 5.7% increase to the school district's budget, raising the operating budget to just over $6 million. The district will vote on this decision on Tuesday, March 13th at 7 p.m. in the Marlborough School Gym. The Swansea Town Hall has new business hours. The Keene Sentinel reports the new hours of the building are Monday from 9:30 a.m. through 6 p.m., Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. through 4 p.m. Town administrators say they changed the hours to make it more convenient for people who need to do business at town offices. Keene Police have a new canine joining the force. The Keene Sentinel reports a 4-year-old German Shepherd named Vader will now be working with Officer Josh English. Vader is replacing a 9-year-old dog named Patriot who has been on the job since 2010. Both Vader and Patriot will live with Officer English, but Vader will now join him in the patrol car and Patriot will join them on the couch. We're off for spring break next week, but we'll be back on Thursday, March 22nd. Here's a look ahead to what will bring you then. Graduation will be here before you know it. Some students are already building resumes and looking for jobs. We'll show you how the Academic and Career Advising Center is helping those students. Then, we'll take you to a school of a different sort, Puppy Play School. Find out how this Monadnock Humane Society program is helping both dogs and dog owners. That's coming up on the March 22nd edition of KSC TV News. That's all for this edition of KSC TV. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll see you then and have a good evening.